Okay, so what we have here is a 2006 Ford Expedition XLT and the notorious T-connector, three-way, and the heater hose cracked right there in the corner and spewed coolant all over the place. We've taken the trailer up this past weekend up the mountain, and all of a sudden temperature started to spike. Well, pulled it over. This sucker was spewing all over the place. So Ford wanted $100 for the entire hose assembly, and what I picked up from AutoZone, $4.99, is this 3/4 inch three-way T heater hose connector and some hose clamps. Let's see if it does the fix. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my favorite little cutters, and as you can see, I'm cutting into these areas here on that little brace, and it's coming apart quite nice. Shouldn't be long, and I'll have all three of those dismantled and onward to the next step. And you want to make sure you put down a couple catch pans, because she will bring the rain and it won't be pretty. Now, something you're gonna have to do is that broken connector, and you're gonna have to get it out of there. You can smash it with like some channel locks or some other pliers. That's what I used. But you don't want those going back down inside the hose. So what I've done is I've got a little hose clamp here. These are pretty inexpensive, and when you think about how much you're saving by not buying the Ford part, you can afford to buy a couple of things like this for your collection. Once you get those broken off, you can pull them out with some needle nose pliers or your finger. I also have a nipple extractor, which comes in handy sometimes for things like this. The next step for me was going back to AutoZone and getting a different size clamp for the hoses, because the other ones were too small and the ones I had on hand were too big. So make sure that you take your time and pick the right size for your project. Okay, another step is to put your hose clamps on the hoses before you put your connector in. Yeah, just put them on, get them started, get them nice and kind of tight. Then you'll be ready to connect your hose connector. Another little helpful pointer is that when you're placing the direction of your hose clamps, make sure that they're not going to conflict with each other. When you go to tighten them down, you can use either the hex socket or you can use a flathead screwdriver, but just make sure that they're tight, and obviously not too tight, because you don't want to crush that that fitting there. Okay, so next thing you do is make sure you have proper fluid levels in your radiator overflow tank, and then start up your car, let it cycle through, and make sure you have no leaks. Okay, so here we have everything working properly. It's cycling through, there's no leaks. I may go back and tighten some of these up again once everything settles in. I will definitely be cleaning this engine bay. It is filthy, and you know, it's been nice to save around 90 bucks, I'm guessing. So if this video helps you, that's great. Make sure you take that extra money and either bless somebody else or take your family to dinner or put it towards something useful like some tools. So good luck with your repairs.